welcome to another Pilates class. Let's hope we can get a full hour in this time. So let's get going. As always, put on some relaxing music if you want to. I do apologise if the camera suddenly moves. If the wind picks up, then the camera starts to sway a little bit. Hopefully you can hear me okay. Let's get going. So get yourself stood in a bit of a space. The grass is a little bit wet, but to get me all in at the minute, I need to come back a little. I got two helpers today, Thomas, and we got Holly as well, if you want to give waves. So let's get going. Find our neutral position first of all. Feet underneath hips, getting your even balance between toes and heels, soft into the knee, hips into neutral. Relax your shoulders down and back, standing tall. Breathe in through the nose, breathe out through the mouth. Then start to engage the core, pulling the belly button in, feel it try and touch the backbone, lift through the pelvic floor, release it all so it's just held and we're ready to go. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, float the arms in front, then open the arms to the side, breathe out, breathe it in. So allow the arms to float, relaxing through the shoulders. Gently let the arms go a little higher as you come in front, but just to shoulder height to the side. Feeling the difference between the two moves. Don't worry if you go at a different pace, just work to your own speed with your breath. Keeping that core held, body nice and long. One more time up in front. One more time to the side. Release it down. Soft into the knee, let the arms hang. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, twist to the side. Bring it centre, twist the other way. So you don't have to twist very far. Just thinking about keeping the hips as still as you can. Just that push round with the shoulders. Chest turning from side to side. One more time each way. Warming into the spine, round into the waist. Bring it centre, a little reset. As always, down into our legs. So just set yourself in position, tall through the body. Wide as comfortable. As you breathe in, bend and sit. Then lengthen and stand. So push the hips down and back, knees travel forwards. Spine nice and long, so feel the weight into the whole of the foot. Think about pushing down into the feet as you lengthen tall, engaging through the core, squeeze into the glutes. If you feel fine, let the arms start to float in front. Bringing yourself tall as you rise. Ice cream van! Nice bit of warm weather when we get ice cream van comes back out again.
Yeah, we've not had one down there.
One more. Rise. Release and bring it back in. Ready for our balance? So reset yourself into neutral, tall through the body, switch on. We're going to go for a circle round with the leg. So breathe in, bring the weight into one leg, and as you breathe out, move the leg slightly forward, to the side, take it behind, and back to centre. Other leg, get the weight, forward, side and round. So feel free to touch the ground at each point. If you can, just float it round. The body staying tall, so as you go forward and side, keep upright. As you take it behind, you start to get that little lead. If you feel fine, gradually increase. Let that leg lift further in front. tip the body as you take it behind. Maybe you've already opened your arms naturally for balance. Maybe you can start to add them. The arms float with the leg. Breathe out as you lift, control and bring it round. Joys of working outside. I just spotted a caterpillar on my mat.
In the middle.
One more time each side. Control it round. Take your time to finish. That's okay. Ease it out. And we're ready to get going into our main phase. So bring yourself to one end of the mat.
Daddy, we found the caterpillar.
Right, ready to get going? Tall through the body, ready for our roll down. So engage through the core, breathe in, and as you breathe out, chin to chest, roll through the spine, curving it down, lengthening to the body, and then slowly roll back up. Push into the heels, control, lifting tall and ready. Breathe out, roll again. Pull the belly button tight. Feel that stretch all the way through the spine. Only go as far as comfortable for you. When you're ready, roll again. So take your time. Feel the stomach hold and support the weight of the upper body dragging you down. One more time. Take your time to do so. Breathe out, roll. Breathe in, lengthen. You'll pause at the top. Feel yourself long. Ready to come to the ground. We're going to bring it down onto all fours. So tall through the body. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, final roll. Curving down, as always your choice how you get to the ground. Hang at the bottom for a moment, bring the hands and start to walk it forward if you want. Challenge yourself to the plank, push the shoulders down the back, hips into neutral, engage at the core and hold. Then slowly let the knees come to the ground, walk it in and onto all fours. So knees underneath hips, hands underneath shoulders. We're going to go for press-ups. We love to hate them. Get yourself in position. The hands go a little wider. Keep the shoulders down away from the ears. Long spine and engage. Options as always. Starting. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, push the elbows wide. Lower the chest between the hands. Breathe in at the bottom. Breathe out and lengthen. So trying to keep the chest between the hands all the time. Squeeze to the top. Feeling fine? You can start to increase. Let the hands go a bit further, but take the body weight too. Elbows push wide. Gradually lengthen. Slow and control. Feeling fine, you can go all the way. Keep that body nice and long. If you're struggling, then you come a little closer. Still keeping the chest facing down between the hands. find where you can control that move. Elbows pushing out, elbows squeezing back in. And if you can manage 2 more. You take your time, gradually finish your move. And when you've done, sit it back and stretch it out. When you're ready, sitting yourself up, facing the front. It's getting warm in the sun now. We're going to go for our spine rotations. So bring your legs out a little wider if you can. If you feel comfortable sitting on your seat bone tall through the spine, you can lengthen your legs at any point if you feel your spine curve. Bend and bring yourself back tall again. So we start in our prayer position. Let your chin relax onto your fingertips, let your thumbs relax onto the chest. Shoulders drop, lengthen through the spine, breathe in, and as you breathe out, twist. Breathe into center, breathe out and twist the other way. So like we did in the warm-up in our opening phase, this time hips anchored to the ground and just that little twist. Every time you come back to the middle, lengthen tall and twist the other way. So if you have got your knees bent, you feel you could, try that lengthen. A little bit more of a stretch through the hips. Aiming to work into our back, but also round and down the side of the hip into the legs. Feeling thigh, open the arms, relax the shoulders. Same again. Think about the chest turning. As the chest turns, so do the arms. As the chest turns, so does the head. Lengthen in the middle, twist. You can manage. One more. Control back to the middle. Ease it out. Let yourself just full up forward. Maybe you want to take one arm across and just stretch into your side. Don't forget to do the other side. And if you need it into the hips, let the hands come behind and just that little loosen. Ease in the hips. Reset. And we're laying ourselves on our side. Lengthening off. So use your arm, use whatever you need to support yourself. Shoulder down away from the ear, hips are facing forward. Engage through the core, hand by your side. So we're going to go for a side leg lift. One of the easier ones laying on your side. If you know this one, feel free to start with a hand down your side. If you know you can balance, not sure, keep it in front. Engage through the core. We start with the top leg. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, lift the leg, then change the foot, push the toes forward, lower the leg, and then push the toes away. Lift and separate. Lower. So the hips stay perfectly still. You could lift higher if you allowed yourself to roll on your hips, but we're not. We're finding where your hip allows you to open to. So you might have started fairly small. As you find you're getting your balance, maybe move the arm first. See if you can still balance. Then see if you can squeeze and lift a little higher. Breathing out. So by changing the foot, and you don't have to go for the ultimate point, just move the heel. You should also start to feel the work into the calf and down the front of the leg. The main place we feel it is into the outer thigh. Breathe, flow and control. Get that squeeze at the top. If it starts to hurt, stop. If it's that aching sensation where you know you're doing something, then see if you can keep going. For anyone who's thinking that feels fine, you can, if you want, lift the lower leg as well. Let that lower leg relax. Inner thigh of the lower leg work in as we continue to work. Outer thigh, the top leg. 2 more if you can manage it. Control it together, ease it all down. Let that leg come forward and a little relax. Manage that one. From there, we're going to roll onto our front. If you do need a bigger stretch for the outer thigh, then feel free to put the foot behind, push and open through the hip. When you're ready, bring yourself to laying on your front. So we're going to work into the back of the legs. Starting off, use whatever you want to let yourself relax it down. I'm going to keep my head up so you can hopefully hear me a little bit better. Feet about shoulder width apart, not helping the fact I've got a rock holding me cheat sheet. We're going to go one heel or both heels for the single or double leg kick. I'm going to start with single, then show you double. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, we squeeze, squeeze, and control it down. Breathe out, breathe it in. Keep your head relaxed down. So the shoulders are relaxed, neck's relaxed. It's a squeeze into the bum cheek, working into the back of the leg. You can stay with single. If you feel you can, go for double. You don't have to point the toes if you feel like you're going to get cramp. Feel free to relax the feet. You can let the feet relax to the ground at the bottom, or if you can, engage at the core, lengthen, and get that little float. And if anyone wants an extra bit of work into the lower back, pause, bring the hands, elbows underneath the shoulders, maybe just slightly wider. Engage through the core, relax the shoulders down, and then we go. Breathe out, breathe it in. So now you've got a curve into the spine, working the lower back more as you squeeze into the glutes. Feeling it into the back of the legs. So keep those shoulders away from the ears. Feeling the support through the stomach as we work into the back of the legs. And if you can manage 2 more, slow to the ground, because that's when you'll really start to feel it. Lengthen and relax it all down. Little ease. Tuck your toes under, push your heels away, give a stretch into the calf. And when you feel fine, push yourself up. into a child pose, release into the back. So feel free from there to roll yourself and face the back of the room to do your other leg. I'm going to turn round so I'm still facing the front, ready to do that other side leg lift. So lengthen yourself out on this side, shoulder away from the ear, hips facing forward, get your balance. Start with lower leg relaxed, get that top leg moving. Engage, breathe in, and as you breathe out, separate. Change the foot, lower down, change the foot. So use the breath. Go at your own pace so you work with the breath. Get the move, find your balance, move the hand if you can. Remember to keep the hips nice and still, don't let them roll. Just feel that control. I'm desperately trying not to say I wish a cloud had come. It's just, the sun's right in my eyes at the minute. But it's nice. Clouds arrived, I can see again. Starting to ache, feeling that outer thigh. Could you squeeze a little higher and push it to its limit? Maybe you want to work that bit harder and add that lower leg. Hold the lower leg just off the ground. Relax in that foot. So now the inner thigh works. The core is working harder because less of the body's on the ground, helping to balance you. So now all the stabilizing muscles through the upper body have to work to control a little more. Maybe feeling it there as the obliques hold the hips at a slight angle. One more if you can. Control, ease, bring it in front, give it a little massage, easing it out. We are going to roll ourselves onto the back this time, so you can come round and then give it a good stretch. Open through the hip. If you can go for more, you can draw it in. Sun's coming out again, being blind. Ease it out. So the leg you've just worked, I want that one to relax. Ours is the one closest to the back. It's whichever one you've just worked, relax it now. That's not going to move. Other leg's going to work. Hips, circles. So let the arms relax. The leg that's fresh, get that foot off the ground. So knee starts over the hip. Engage at the core. Hold the back and hips perfectly still. And now we start to circle. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, the knee comes in towards the chest. Open to the side of the room. Bring that knee towards the other foot. And complete your circle. Into chest, open out wide, down towards the other foot and circle it round. So think about the opposite hip. If you want, use that hand just to relax on the hip. You're not holding it there, it's just feeling if the hip stays still. Relax the shoulders. Holding the hips still with the core. And you may have already started, as I have, to increase your circle as you lengthen away. Allowing you to make just a slightly bigger circle. So now we're working all the way round the hip. Laying on our back doing a hip circle, it's the inner thigh that really starts to work. If you feel you can gradually extend, making the circle bigger still. Maybe you can keep the leg long all the way round. Finding what your hip can do. So don't expect to do the same as anyone else. That's me going into automatic pilot. If you're on your own in the room, then you're doing what you can. But don't worry if it's not as big as me. If it's bigger, then great. It means your hips maybe are a little wider. Flow and control. One more if you can. If you're feeling, hearing, clicking, clunking, twanging, popping, it is all very normal. Bring it in and give it a little stretch. Even the kids feel it, they're feeling it there as it lengthens out. Let that leg lengthen out, bring the other one in, and that gives you that nice stretch there. Pull the other one in. You feel that one? We've still got to go the other way. So reset yourself. Foot flat to the ground. That one that's just been still, stay still. The one you've just been circling, we're going to circle it again.
Oh, no.
So get that foot off the ground again. This time we go the opposite way. I can't check if you're going the right way this time. We've got to concentrate. Hold tight with the stomach. You lengthen away first. Then you open to the side. Bring the knee into the chest. And ready to go again. Lengthen away. Open out. Bring it in. Hold tight with the stomach. Push it down to keep the hips still. How long can you keep that leg lengthened for if you open to the side? Maybe you can keep it long all the way round. Your choice, bend it when you need. And if anyone is not feeling it yet, which from the ows and ouches I'm getting from around me means these two are feeling it, you can lengthen the upper leg. Control, don't let the hips move. Now if you can manage two more. And you've done your last one. Ease. Again, your choice what you need the most. Lengthen the one you've just been working, give a stretch into that hip. We got a popper over here. Mine clicks. What's yours, Susan? Make noise, you feel it. Popping, another popping. Bring both knees in if you need. Lengthen both legs away. So before we go to the other leg, we're going to work the upper body. Open the door. Your choice. You can leave your legs lengthened if you want. That makes you work your stomach just a little harder. You hold the hips and back still. If you find it uncomfortable on your back, then please bend the knees. That just supports the back a little bit more. It's all about those arms. So bring the arms directly above the chest. A bend at the elbows, so the elbows are still over the chest, but the hands are now over the face. Engage at the core, breathe in, and as you breathe out, open. Try and get the elbows to the ground, then lift, trying to get the elbows meeting at the top.
The rest of the body stays nice and still. It's just that movement into the arms, working our shoulders. As you lift and get the elbows touching at the top, you work the chest. As you open, you might feel your shoulder blades push down into the floor, working across our upper back. So the aim, hands and elbows meeting at the top. Elbows and the back of the hands touching the ground, but with your end at the elbow. I need that same angle at the top and at the bottom as you touch the ground. You might find you can quite easily touch at the top. If so, you can turn the palms to face down so your little fingers touch. If you struggle at the bottom, then feel free to just stay with trying to touch the ground. We got a little extra holly. So at the top, if your little fingers touch quite nicely, can you get the back of the hands touching, rotating a bit more? If you can quite nicely touch at the bottom, you push your palms out so your thumbs are facing up and you get that extra twist at the bottom. So, that's it. Squeeze and rotate. Open and rotate. We got a bit more clicking going. Any problems with your shoulders, go to what's comfortable for the weaker side. You might think you've not got any problems with your shoulders until you do this one, and then you think, actually that arm's feeling it more than the other. You found the weaker side. For anyone who's thinking, that's fairly simple. If you got your knees bent, then obviously you can go for length and leg. There is one option more. Doesn't make the upper body work any harder. It's the lower half that you work harder. You can push yourself into a shoulder bridge. Hold in that position and do the same again. Squeezing into the glutes. Hold in the body hard. Breathe. Rotate. Two more if you can. When you've done your last one, ease it, relax it, lengthen away. If you want, draw the knees in, particularly if you went for shoulder bridge, you can bring yourself in. And you can rock if you want. So we got one final move to do. Legs. We got to do the other hip circle. So relax the arms, relax through the shoulders. Can you remember which leg you did? Other leg now gonna work. So lift that foot up into the air, knee over the hip, engage, hold the back in position, but relax your shoulders. Are we ready? Is this side gonna pop and click as much? Breathe in, and as you breathe out, knee to chest, open out to the side, take it round towards the other foot, and then this one clicks more for me. Circle it round. So think about the hip if you want. Use a hand to support. Use your out breath if it does start to click, and breathe through it. So nice and controlled. If it clicks more, it doesn't mean it's the weaker side, it can just mean that it's the tighter side. It might be the one you use the most, so therefore it tightens up. This is my right leg, so it's the tighter side. If you want, you can start to let that leg lengthen away. Relax the shoulders. Breathe. Allow the upper body to relax. It's all from stomach into the hip. Aiming to work all the way around the hip joints. Your hip flex is what brings the knee in. Outer thigh opens, but the inner thigh supports. As you lengthen away, it's the glutes, so feel free to squeeze into the bum cheek that little bit more. As we're bending and lengthening, with this one you do start to work your quads and your hamstrings as well. If you can manage, go for that fully lengthened leg. Now you stretch more.
The other way, where I was bending and then straightening straight away without having it all stretched.
Use that out breath.
I want to bend it.
If it feels uncomfortable, then go back to the bend. You don't have to lengthen.
Actually, I'll do one.
Now if you can manage 2 more.
Don't go the other way. I'll touch it more.
When you've done, ease it. Wherever you go for that leg, lengthen and draw that one in. That eases through the front. Bring it in. Ease into the back. You can rock again, yes. If you want, you can lengthen both legs away. The very, very last bit, we have got to circle the other way, Holly, I'm afraid. Relax the arms. Let the knees bend. Get yourself into neutral again. That same leg you've just been circling. Let's even it all out. So we got to start with the lengthen away. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, lengthen. Hold tight with the stomach. Open, bend the knee whenever you need to. And into the chest. Use the hand again if you want, just to place. Feel that the hips staying still.
Is it clicking?
Breathe out.
Oh, yeah.
Open and control.
No, it's doing it.
Make it as big as you feel comfortable. You challenge yourself. See how long you can keep that leg out before you bend and into the chest.
You're almost kicking it there.
Oh. Keep moving. It's all about moving round.
Okay.
Well done there, Thomas. So if you want, you can start to lengthen that other leg. Hold tight with the stomach because the back's going to want to move as you lengthen the leg away.
I know it's on my hands again.
And if you can manage 2 more, final 2.
I'm turning your head the other way. That way.
Control, take your time on that last one. And when you've done, ease it however you want. Whether you want to go straight for both legs long. Maybe just bring one knee in, stretch into the hip. Maybe both legs in.
Rock. Can I rock again?
Yes, you can rock, sweetheart. You can open out and ease the hips. But it is time to go into our closing phase. So when you're ready, find yourself a comfortable position. Whether you lay, whether you sit, whether you're on your back, on your side. Let those arms just relax. Let the legs flop. If you do need to pop an extra layer on, do so. We've got the sun warming us up out here. And just breathe. Breathe in through the nose. Breathe out through the mouth. And just feel the chest lift and lower. talk to him a bit, okay? Feel the hips sink to the ground. Allow the legs to flop. Just allow the body to relax. Work your way down the body, relaxing each muscle. You're starting at the face. Allow the forehead to relax, the eyebrows, corner of the eyes, the cheeks, the jaw. Allow the neck to relax, the shoulders drop. Feel the arms, hands and the fingers. Release the tension. As you breathe out, feel the chest sink to the ground. The back relaxes. The lower back sinks. Might be a natural curve, but it relaxes to the ground. Let the stomach switch off as well. The hips relax. The legs flop. Thighs, the knees, calves and ankles. Feet relax. The tension releases from the body. Just allow yourself to focus on the breath. Maybe start to fill your mind with a thought. Maybe a word that makes you feel relaxed. Maybe just allow yourself to hear the breeze, birds tweeting. Allow yourself to picture a place where you can relax. Wanders, draw it back to that place, that word, or your breath. Focus again, relax. That feeling. Slowly move into our stretch. Just be aware of your hands, your fingers. Allow them to wriggle. When you feel fine, let the arms open out wide. Relax them to the ground. Little stretch across the chest. Maybe you want to go slightly higher, more like into a Y shape. Let the toes wriggle, the ankles circle. Push the heels away, stretching down the calf. Maybe if you can, tuck your heels under, point of the toe and stretch into the front of the leg. Allow the knees to bend, the feet come flat to the ground. Reset the hips if you need, and allow the knees to roll to one side. The lower leg flops towards the ground. Top leg finds its own comfortable position. Allow one arm to relax out to the side. Arm closest to the legs can just support if you want. Relax. Relax the shoulders. Relax the hips. Relax the legs. Slowly bring it back to the middle. Reset. And when you're ready, take the knees the other way. That lower leg flops, top leg finds its position. Ease down into it. You might feel the stretch into that outer thigh, maybe round into the glutes or the lower back. Might also feel it into the chest and the shoulder. Slowly bring it back to the middle. Reset. Bring your knees into the chest. Relax the legs, let the weight of the arms draw it in. Let the knees then open, hands holding wherever's comfortable, whether it's calves, or whether it's the back of the thigh. And just allow the knees to open out. If you can, keeping the knees quite close into the chest, feet up towards the ceiling, take hold of the bottom of the foot and just relax it down. Maybe a little rock. Loosen into the hips. Probably showing off how flexible she is. Release. Bring one foot to the ground, let the other leg lengthen up into the air, hold on behind the thigh, relax the hips to the ground, and then find stretching the hamstring. So whether you just draw the leg a little closer, whether you can walk the hands up to the calf, relax the shoulders, try and keep the hips relaxed, and just feel that lengthen. Remember, if you don't like this one laying down, you can sit up and do the same stretch in sitting position, or you take your body forward and relax onto that one lengthened leg. Your choice. Stay laying down with Thomas, or you can always sit up with me and hold. Time, changing sides. So other leg lengthens either up into the air or out in front. Relax your hips. Gently ease yourself into it. Breathe out. Relax the shoulders. Relax